Okay, this is the fourth meeting that we've now held, joint trade union meetings held with members. I think in tonight's meeting it takes us up to around about 1,200 members that we've spoken with. I'll try and give a bit of an overview, and then we've got full-time officers from various unions here who will be able to answer your questions later. And the current proposals, as outlined in the single status and job evaluation document, as you've all read, hopefully and all seen, from the independent, Labour-led Carmarthenshire County Council, represents a serious attack on our terms and conditions, and for many thousands of employees, and 3,000 was the latest figure we had, although we haven't given up-to-date figures by management. 3,000 of our members from all the trade unions will be losing thousands of pounds. Not insignificant amounts, but we know of members who are losing 6, 7, 8, 9,000 pounds. We know of one couple who both work for the local authority who are going to lose 15,000 pounds. Now this comes down to, can you pay your mortgage, let alone your bills? Of course, if you've read this, you'll understand that they can give you counselling if you're struggling because of the cuts to your terms and conditions and to the grading you've received. But of course, again, how is counselling going to pay your mortgage? How is counselling going to pay your bills? And not only is this an attack on your terms and conditions and your pay, but it's also an attack on your trade unions. Why? Because if the employer can bypass your elected representatives and make an individual offer to you, what's to stop them doing that again and again and again? We've asked them on numerous occasions to meet with us, and they have not responded. Although recently, Chief Executive has offered to meet us on the 21st, and we'll discuss that later. And that's due to the pressure that is coming on officers of this council and on elected councillors. Corporate management have also refused to accept that we cannot ballot our members, something that we want to do about the offer, because the legal advice all three unions have received is that the proposals are potentially unlawful in regard to equal pay protection, and therefore if we balloted our members and our members accepted the deal, we could be taken to court by our own members. We have continually asked management to make changes to the single status proposals so that we could ballot our members. And of course, Unison's recommendation would be an emphatic no. We are told 5,000 employees have improved and 1,000 have stayed the same. But even on this basis, it is a bad deal, because the people that gain far less than the people that lose. I've already mentioned some of the figures. The losers are paying for the winners, because there's no extra money on the table, and you're paying for it through cuts to terms and conditions as well. And we understand that the gainers, and I would be one of them if I signed, all right? Because you get £1,000 if you sign, based on your length of service, etc. All right? We are saying to the gainers, think about it. Think about it when you're at home and you see these forms. You sit there with your partner in a nice warm living room, and you sign. Your workmates aren't around you, and I'm a gainer. I sign. That's short-sighted. We can understand it. We're not blaming them in that sense, but that's how clever that tactic is, because you remove them from their workmates and the understanding of how much other people are losing. But we also say to the gainers, if you gain through grading, read about your terms and conditions. You might have gained through your grading and what they pay into that grade, but you could lose on your terms and conditions, because the attack in terms and conditions is horrendous. Now, the Chief Executive told us this isn't a cost-cutting measure, but then why have your terms and conditions been slashed? What has been given with one hand been taken away with the other. And as I say, it can be argued, and there is the case, that losers are paying for winners. Management, when they were talking about gradients, etc., talked about red circles, white circles, and green circles. Red circles are the losers, white circles are the same, green circles are winners. And it's like the American military, when they didn't kill innocent civilians, it's called collateral damage. And it's the same, like, talk about circles, it's kind of neutral language. I just explained what it's going to mean to many losers. No wonder people are feeling fearful and in despair in some cases about how they're going to manage. Not only that, they then want you to sign a free compromise agreement, signing away your rights for 15 years, 10 years back, 5 years forward, that you won't be able to challenge them for 5 years in the future. As I say, we also say to the winners, think about this. Management get away with pushing this through over the heads of the trade union, your trade union representatives. What's to stop them doing it again and again and again? Have a look, because in a sense it's written in invisible ink. In the back of this, further cuts. They haven't told you. The cuts don't stop this year, or next year, or the year after. The government, the Contem's forecast for economic growth are that to rise. The economy's flatlining at best, if not going into double-dip recession. So where is that shortfall going to come from? They're going to come back to you. They're going to come back to the public sector and demand more cuts from you again. So it's time to stand up and fight. As I say, there are more cuts to come, and we have got to stand up and fight. As I say, we understand people are frightened. People are asking us, well, what happens if I don't sign? Well, the employer at the moment isn't threatening that they're going to sack you and re-employ you on new contracts. They haven't done that yet. They want to appear to be the good guys in all this. So that they aren't threatening that at the moment. We have tried to prepare our members in unison. We sent out over 22,000 leaflets to our members trying to explain and second guess, in a sense, what the chief executive was going to be saying to prepare people for what was going to be happening. A joint letter went out from the trade unions that you should have all received as well, again, giving you advice about not signing the agreement. If we can get the majority on each meeting we've had significant majority voting not to sign the agreement, at least up until the 21st when we meet the chief executive. Right? We've got plenty of time in our way. If we can get a majority not to sign, when we go and see the chief executive on the 21st, we've got power. We've got the power of our members behind us. But if we can't get a majority not to sign, then we go to the chief executive and we're very much weakened with our arguments. At the end of this document, employer sheds crocodile tears when they say they recognise it's an anxious time for employees, particularly given the difficult economic situation. Our members, you don't need to be reminded how difficult out there it is, about gas and electric going up by 18%. Every time you go to Tesco's or Morrison's, it seems like you get less for your cash. The reality is, a lot of people would leave this local authority, given what they're proposing, if there were jobs out there. There aren't the jobs there. And that is why we need to fight. We cannot allow them to get away with such divisive methods and which have such a morale-sapping effect on our members.